Good day. A couple of months ago, I ordered a bunch of old school classics. Have them here, and this is what I'm gonna talk about today. First up, we have Obituary, Cause of Death, released in 1990 through Road Racer Records. And Obituary is a band that I was quite unfamiliar with a couple of years ago, but I saw them live, and they had Slowly We Rot, the title track, and also Chopped in Half when I saw them live. Those two tracks were standout tracks. And Slowly We Rot I picked up a couple of, maybe 6 months ago. Awesome stuff. End complete, very good. But this one is probably my favorite. It's so good. Excellent death metal. And the cover of A Circle of Tyrants by Celtic Frost is a little bit unnecessary, but it fits very well. And the production and the riffs and the vocals, everything is great. This is an excellent CD. 9 tracks, 41 minutes in length. And then we have Massacre, Enjoy the Violence. This was originally released in 91 through Shark Records, but this is a 2014 Century Media reissue. And this is a band I had never heard before. I always confused them with Massacre, Speckman's Master, and there are a couple of other Massacre Master stuff from South America. But this is the French band that they were active between 86 and 97, and they play death thrash, and this is excellent death thrash. Excellent riffing, very intense, great vocals, and it sounds a little bit like a mixture of early US death thrash and Creator. So it's very entertaining stuff, and it's 10 tracks, but this contains five additional tracks. All tracks are good, and it's the original is 10 tracks and 36 minutes in length. There's perfect length also, and I definitely will try to pick up the rest of their discography, because this is highly enjoyable. Enjoy the Violence by Massacre. Then we have Suffocation. This is Effigy of the Forgotten, released originally in 91 through Roadrunner or Road Racer. I don't know what this is. I doubt it's an original. But the third track, Infecting the Crypts, was the first Suffocation track I ever heard. It was maybe 20 years ago. There was a snippet on the internet called death metal office drumming or something, and that was Infecting the Crypts, and I really liked that track, but the other was too brutal for me. But I have revisited, and this CD is awesome. It's very brutal, but not to the point where it becomes silly. I think this is the peak of a brutal death metal, and everything is excellent, and the vocals are also on the peak of before you can hear what it sings, but still it's very brutal, and but without tipping over the silly edge. So Effigy of the Forgotten, but with Suffocation. Then we have Legion by D-Side, released in '92 through Road Racer. And this is, I don't know, I doubt this is an original, but it doesn't say anything else than 1992, the All Blacks BV Roadrunner Productions. Anyway, this was D-Side's second full length, and in high school I had a friend that his bigger brother let me borrow Legion and Once Upon a Cross, and they were kind of too much for me, too brutal, but I didn't want to look like a wuss, so I said that I liked them. But I actually do now, and I bought Once Upon a Cross maybe a year ago, and now I have Legion, and these are the two best in my opinion. The self-titled debut is very good also. Then the biggest difference between this and Once Upon a Cross is that Glenn Benton uses his the mixed vocal delivery with the more high-pitched and the death growls, which works very good, especially on the title, the first track, Satan Spawn the Caco Demon. So check out Legion by D-Side if you haven't. Once Upon a Cross or Legion if you haven't heard D-Side before. Yes. Moving to 1998, this is Aggressive Measures by the Dutch band Sinister, released in '98 through Nuclear Blast, but this is a Rapture Records reissue from 2020, the Old Skull series. Sinister, I haven't heard before, but I have read and heard people talk about Cross the Sticks and Diabolical Summoning. They are supposed to be great, and I actually ordered Cross the Sticks, but something went wrong and I got this one instead. And this does not sound, this is not old school death metal in the vein of Obituary and stuff, but this sounds more like Christian and more South American death metal, no thrash at all. My favorite genre is when it comes to death is the death thrash. So I was a little bit disappointed. It's still a good record. It contains 9 tracks and around 30 minutes in length. But it's good, but not as good as I expected, because I expected it to be another CD. But I'm gonna try to order Cross the Sticks, and hopefully I will like that one better. But this is quite brutal death, not death thrash. In '98, both were released Mercenary, and with both you know what you get. This is their lowest rated record on Metal Archives. It has an average of 73%, so it's quite high. But it had a couple of tracks, No Guts, No Glory, Mercenary, To the Last, and it's good songs, but the production is a little bit on the with the guitars. They are a little bit they could have more bite. Honor, Valor, Pride, and For Victory, those between after and before this one had better production, but it's also a little bit too long. It's over 45 minutes in length, and they could have stripped it down to maybe 35 minutes and without losing any meaningful stuff. But now I have all Bolt Throwers releases except for the debut, which I will pick up next. Bolt Thrower Mercenary. Moving on for some 2022 releases. This is The Great Below by Kvan, released in March through Black Lion Records this year. And The Great Below is the Jakob Björnfot's, it's the one-man band. His sophomore release, the debut, The Funeral Pyre, ended up at my favorite album of 2020. It's if I would redo it, it might not take the first place, but it's still a very good record with some excellent highlights. But The Great Below consists of 8 tracks, and it's very even in quality, unlike the first one that had some good tracks and some fantastic. This is all tracks are very, very good. And the production is a little bit better. By the way, it's melodic black with some speed metal stuff going on. Very good. And very good follow-up. And this is a gatefold with lyrics on the inside. You have the backside over here. And I got the red vinyl. And I also picked up the CD digipack with lyrics and additional artwork. And of course I picked up the tape also. It's black tape. And the J card falls out, but has just credits and stuff, no lyrics. So if you want lyrics, go for the vinyl or CD. Also, I picked up this one to show some support, because this is one of the better releases from 2020. And speaking of one of the better releases from 2022, this is The Long Road North by Calder Luna, released in February through Metal Blade. And I have talked about Calder Luna a bunch of times on this channel. I discovered them in 2002 after the release of their debut full length, and have been a fan since. I've seen them live 6 times, I think. One of them being in London. There are other times here in Sweden. But I also talked about their EP from 2021 in my last video, I think, which was very good. But this is their full length. This is their ninth full length, including the Mariner collaboration with Julie Christmas. But this contains 9 tracks, and it's almost 70 minutes in length. And there are no real surprises. Very good, nice gatefold. No real surprises. It's the Wall of Sound approach. It's post-metal. Very beautiful melodies underneath. They have some acoustic stuff going on, and Beyond 1 and Beyond 2 are have clean vocals, and also Into the Night also there are some guest vocalists. Let me see, Colin Stetson and Mariam Valentin, and I think also Fredrik Kihlberg, one of the guitarists, does the clean vocals, and Johannes Persson does the growls. He does it very well. I kind of miss Claes Rydberg. He did the vocals on the first 5, I believe, and he has a very nice growl, very powerful, but very good Cult of Luna. I think it's better than the I don't know where to place it. It's not as good as Somewhere Along the Highway or Salvation, but it's somewhere maybe the best, the 3rd or 4th best. Very good stuff. It's a double vinyl, marbled something, wine red marbled vinyl. And you get a little booklet with lyrics and some artwork. Very nice packaging. So check out The Long Road North if you want some post-metal that's great. That was it for today's video. Thank you.